This is question 4 from exercise 21.6 in Project Maths 2. We have to graph the function. The f of x is 3 plus 2x in the domain 0 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 8, where x is an element of OR. So we're told then that f of x is the cost in euro of a taxi journey, and the x-axis represents the number of kilometers. And we've got to use our graph to find the following. So we start by graphing it out. Now our graph is already shown here on the left. But had we not already got the graph shown, the way we would graph it is we look at the function first. Because there's no x squared in it, it means this is going to be a line. So when you're graphing a line, you only need to find 2 points on it. So the way we do that is we use the end points of our domain, 0 and 8. So we're going to have a little table going like this. And in the middle we're going to have our function, which is 3 plus 2x, like that. Okay. And we're going to put our two values in. We're going to put in 0 and we're going to put in 8. When we put 0 into this, we get 3 plus 2 times 0, which we just get 3 out the other side. And we put 8 into this, we get 3 plus 2 times 8. And out 2 times 8. And out the other side, we're going to get 16 plus 3, which is 19. So the 2 points we get are the point 0, 3 and the point 8, 19. And if we plot those 2 points, 0, 3 is at the bottom left of our line, and 8, 19 is at the top right. We would draw those 2 points, get a ruler out, and draw the line in between them. And that's how we would graph this particular function. After that, all the rest of the questions require us to read information off the graph. So the first thing we're asked is the cost to travel 5 kilometers. So remember that the x-axis represents the number of kilometers. So we go to 5 kilometers on the x-axis, which is just down here. And we work our way up from there until we get to our function, which is represented by the line. Bit by bit, up like this. Until we get to our line just here. And once we get to our line, we work our way across from there to our y-axis to figure out what the cost is going to be. So the first one, for part 1, the cost to travel 5 kilometers is 13 euro. For part 2, we're asked the cost to travel 6.5 kilometers. We follow the exact same procedure as before. This time we start at 6.5, just down here, and we work our way up to our line. Now when you're doing this in a copy, it would be best to use a ruler to work your way up to the line rather than freehanding it, but I don't have that available to me at the moment. Once your line interacts with the function line, you work your way across to the x-axis, and this time you get 16 euro. So the cost to travel 6.5 kilometers is 16 euro. For part 3, we're asked the distance of a journey that costs 17 euro. So for this one, we're going the other way. In the previous two questions, we were asked about the cost when we knew the distance. So we would go to the x-axis, which is where distance is represented, and go from there. This time we're asked about distance when we know cost. So we go to the cost, which is on our y-axis, of 17 euro for this particular question. And we work our way across at 17 to our function. And then from there, we work our way down to our x-axis. And we get to 7. So for 17 euro, you can travel 7 kilometers. So it's 7 kilometers this time. And for part 4, we're asked the fixed charge on the meter when a journey begins. Well, when the journey begins, you've traveled 0 distance. You haven't moved at all. It's literally the start of the journey. It's the charge you would get the minute you get into the cab. So we're going to look to our graph over here, and we'd see that when the kilometers are at 0, the price is at 3 euro, which means that the fixed charge for this is going to be 3 euro. And that is that.